Tonight on Sports Sunday, the Astros lose to Boston, but they still take the series over the champs. Now with injuries mounting, we're officially a third of the way through this season. We've got the Astros report card.
Plus, a new Biggio makes his splash in the big leagues.
Ball deep down the right field line. It's gone!
Biggio's trying to run away, and Rossi's not letting it happen.
And at the Brickyard, a frantic finish down the stretch at the Indy 500. Who earned the checkered flag and the ice-cold milk in the winner's circle?
At Texans OTAs, why development is crucial for top pick Titus Howard, what he and Deshaun Watson say about the progress. Plus, I go one-on-one with Texans safety Justin Reid. He's in studio and ready for his second season in Houston.
Hey, it's only 11 o'clock, so drink up. It's time for Sports Sunday right now.
Live from KPRC Channel 2, this is Sports Sunday, presented by Nissan.
Hi, everybody. Welcome into Sports Sunday. Hope you're having a great holiday weekend. Randy McElroy alongside Adam Wexler and Laney Fritz.
Hello.
We've got a lot to get to in the next half hour. Astros at the third point of their season right now, but the injuries are mounting. That's a big concern right now.
Yeah, we'll assess where they stand. On Pace Guy says they're on pace for their best season ever.
Yeah, plus you just saw a little preview. One of the bright young stars of the NFL, Texan safety Justin Reid, joins me in studio, so don't want to miss that.
Good conversation coming up, but we start with our big story. Yes, the Astros going for the sweep today over the Boston Red Sox. In case you are out enjoying the holiday weekend, we'll show you some highlights. Astros wasted no time giving Justin Verlander some run support. Bottom of the first, Carlos Correa brings in Diaz, but comes up limping right there. He'd leave the game with a hamstring injury. A.J. Hinch says Diaz likely headed to the IL.
Verlander nearly had a no-no in his last start. Not quite at that level today, but does keep Houston in it. 7 innings, 3 earned runs, strikeout 6.
Not a very good day overall, though, for the Astros. This an evidence of their sloppy play. Yuli Gurriel slid over to second when Diaz left. He has the error, a run score, so the Astros end up missing out on the sweep. They fall today 4-1.
We didn't play well, and you know, we missed an opportunity to sweep those guys, and really just misfired on a day where JV pitched well enough to, you know, keep us in the game and win.
I was pleased to be able to keep the damage to a minimum, but not happy in the results. Obviously, we play this game to win, and we weren't able to do that today.
Okay, so a quick look at the standings. The Astros are still atop the standings, 35-19. Then the Athletics, Rangers, Angels, and Mariners in last place.
Nice, healthy lead there, so all things look good in the West. But 1/3 of the way through the season, there's more to the Astros story.
I think we allowed ourselves to play a little mentally tired, a little physically tired. We're beat up a little bit, so it wasn't our day.
Some bad vibes coming out of the Astros game today, but the good news is the big picture and strong play overall that has the Astros right where they figured they'd be, clobbering the division competition, sitting at the top of all the power rankings.
This ball struck well to center field.
The offense is among the best in baseball, first in average and on base, second in slugging and OPS. Those numbers very similar to the World Series champion numbers of 2017.
This ball's hit high in the air, deep to left center field. Good, taking Grossman all the way back. He's looking up. Grand slam, Bregman!
All that being said, injuries now running rampant across the team.
I'm most frustrated about losing another player. You know, I don't like the back-to-back days where you lose a player who's really, really well, so I'm irritated.
We just played the World Series champs last year and won 2 out of 3 and didn't have a lot of our guys in the lineup.
Springer's hamstring injury, the big one, and came just 1 day into his return from the last injury.
Grade 2 hamstring strain, which is going to keep him out of action for a little while. We're probably looking at a couple weeks plus, so we're not going to put a time frame on it, but we know he's going to miss some time right now.
He's one of 3 players on the injured list, with Aledmys Diaz set to be number 4 after today.
It sucks to see guys going down like that. I mean, it's just kind of a punch in the gut every time another guy goes down, but you got to keep it going, man. That's baseball. Nobody's going to be sorry for us.
That's baseball. So the Astros are in a good place, but several men down. We see their records over the last 3 seasons. So they're back in the same mix for the best ever Astros team. So, Randy, I'll start with you. What do you think is the biggest concern or something they might need to fix a third of the way through the season?
I mean, you think about it for a few minutes. You touched on it in your piece. Right now, with the severity of this hamstring injury, they're calling it a grade 2. He's going to be out and missing some time. George Springer right now because he's having an MVP-type season. The numbers have been incredible for Springer so far. 17 homers, over 40 RBIs already. You see the injury right there. He's going to miss at least 2 weeks. I mean, it potentially could be some more. You got the All-Star break down the road as well. If he misses extended time, that's a big concern with your leader out there and your leadoff hitter in this lineup.
Yeah, I agree. But rather than a concern, a surprise, I think a pleasant surprise is what we've seen with the performance of Wade Miley. I've loved what I saw from him Friday against the Red Sox, retiring the first 9 guys, striking out a season-high 8 to win his 4th straight. He's reliable, and he's really proving to be a smart addition to this rotation.
Also proving the power wasn't in his beard, as he got a quick shave there before his most recent start. My biggest surprise, look at the gun on Robinson Chirinos, but it's also his work at the plate. Their offensive production from the catching position last year, even with Evan Gattis going off with homers, was disastrous. Tons of strikeouts, low average, low OPS. This guy's in the top 5 in the American League in OPS, and he's basically the personal catcher for Justin Verlander, who's been phenomenal this year. Big surprise that he's been this good.
Yeah, he's definitely found a home. It started in spring training, developing the relationships. He's come back and really done a nice job. I've been surprised at his offense. He's come out and provided a little bit of a pop with that bat, something we didn't expect.
He loves those Crawford boxes, so that was definitely a welcome sight for him.
And when it does come to injuries, there is good news, at least for one guy, Jose Altuve.
That's right.
He had his first of 2 rehab games today over in Nashville.
Yep, he got 5 ABs today, and one of them delivers a single. 1 for 5 today for Altuve. General Manager Jeff Luhnow told me yesterday they're still hopeful he returns during this homestand, so maybe against the Cubs, but even if he doesn't, if all goes well tomorrow in a second rehab stint, he's going to be back with the club no later than their road trip to Oakland.
Style. Now Biggio sends a high fly ball deep down the right field line. It's gone! The first big league home run for Cavan Biggio.
What a cool moment in Toronto for 24-year-old Cavan Biggio, of course, the son of the Hall of Famer Craig. 3rd big league game. He had singled earlier, then the solo blast with his family in the crowd. You saw the reaction there. Cavan, 3 for 4 in the Jays' victory today. A moment he'll never forget, and his teammates, Lourdes Gurriel and Vlad Guerrero Jr., fired up about that as well. Here's Cavan.
You just want to get that first hit, and you want to get that monkey off your back. After I got that first hit, my first at bat, I felt like I could finally exhale and finally, just play the game. I've always wanted to be what my dad did ever since a young age, and finally here and kind of switch roles. He's in the seats now, and I'm on the field, so it's pretty cool because it's everything I ever wanted.
This is the greatest spectacle in racing, and today one of these drivers will do something we will never, ever forget.
Yes, it was a big day at the Brickyard. 103rd running of the Indy 500. Simon Pagenaud started on the pole, found himself battling Alexander Rossi down the stretch, but Simon Pagenaud able to pull in front and capture his first ever Indy 500 victory. Here's the first pole sitter in a decade to win the 500, the first Frenchman in nearly more than a century to win it as well. So Pagenaud not only celebrating at the Indy, though, some more on the wild track. This is Sophia Ojeda.
Hey guys, we're coming to you from the Snake Pit at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You can hear that music. It is just pumping in here. We are covering the greatest spectacle in racing. Joining us right now is Jocelyn and Jordan. Hey guys.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing? When did you guys get here?
We got here like around 7 in the morning. We've been here for a while now.
Yeah, we got here really early today in the morning.
Tell me, if people have never been to the Snake Pit, what do they need to know?
They gotta bring a lot of water. It gets really hot in here.
And they gotta bring the energy, because here at the Snake Pit, if you're feeling down, you are not gonna fit in with the crowd. You gotta be upbeat with the crowd.
Thank you, Jocelyn and Jordan. All right, this is it, guys. Take one last look. This is the Snake Pit. They've been partying all day during the race. We are coming to you from the Snake Pit. This is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the day of the 103rd running of the Indy 500. Reporting in Indianapolis, Sophia Ojeda, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
For me, it's year 3. It's a different level of confidence. So I have a better understanding of what we want to do around here, being one of the leaders. And then just being able to take the things that I've repped and things that I saw last year and try to improve on it.
All right, that, of course, Deshaun Watson earlier this week. OTAs underway for the Texans, and DW4 certainly embracing his role now as the franchise quarterback entering year number 3. They're flying by. Priority number 1 when it comes to Watson, you got to keep this guy upright. No doubt about it. He was sacked too often last year. That's why the Texans used their first-round pick on Titus Howard. We only saw some glimpses of OTAs this week, but Howard was working out at guard as well. The Texans like his versatility. Deshaun Watson, also a big fan of Titus Howard, and says he expects their chemistry to continue to grow.
He's a guy that loves to compete. He's a guy that loves to, go out there and have fun. So, you can see it in the huddle. You can see it in the work he's doing in the locker room.
The game's a lot faster in the NFL than it is in college. So it just let me know that I have, still a lot of work to do, and just focusing on getting better each day. Deshaun's a great guy and a great leader for this team, and I'm just happy to be on the team to help him block for him.
All right, so what do we think now, the Texans' new look offensive line? I know it's really early right now. We're only in OTAs, got a long ways to go. But what can we learn from these OTA workouts? Quickly, the versatility, playing a guard. I don't mind that, but if it's a first-round pick, I better see Titus Howard at left tackle this year.
Yeah, I think the versatility, the flexibility, and they have not stopped talking about this since the day Bill O'Brien got here. I'm sorry, but it is not the way to go. It's not smart. It's not smart with any of these guys, let alone a first-round pick. Draft a tackle in the first round if you want to tackle. He's a tackle. Play him at tackle. Seems pretty simple.
I was going to say, from the second they drafted him and you kept hearing that word, versatility, and talking about the positions he had played prior in his football career, I kind of, now that this is happening, I'm like, oh, that's why they kept throwing that out there. But what I think all we can really take from OTAs is attitude. I think he's got a great attitude, a great work ethic, and I'm just happy to see the excitement about the offensive line this season, because that's something we haven't seen in a long time.
We'll see a lot more of it in the coming weeks. Training camp, I really want to see when the season starts, and I need to see Titus Howard left tackle. I think a lot of fans are going to be upset if he's not there. Hey, one more Texas note to pass along. If you missed it earlier, there's a soon-to-be royal wedding of sorts, at least for Houston fans. J.J. Watt officially engaged to Dash superstar Kealia Ohai. The social media was out tonight.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about it, guys.
As they should be, of course. As you said, the royal wedding. I actually thought this was going to happen about a week ago. I said here in this very studio, his grandmother was in town, his parents were in town. I felt like something was on the horizon.
Right there,
and there you go. Of course, great stuff on the islands with those two.
Yeah, and he said, quote, the luckiest man in the world. She said yes. Of course she would say yes. Would she would say this, right?
Yeah, I did a story on her about a year ago.
Yeah.
Super amazing, sweet, awesome person. They're a great couple, and very happy for them.
Congratulations to JJ and Kealia.
You'll see me next in the next 30 seconds after that clip. I'm on the sideline with the air mask on, trying to get my air back because, like I said, it was cold and it was a sprint.
That's Texans safety Justin Reid reliving one of his very best moments as a rookie. So still to come, I chat with Reid about the upcoming season and what he expects from not only the Texans, but the division.
All right, plus coming up, Vegas has odds out for who will be the NFL MVP. I know we're still in May, but they're out already. Deshaun Watson is high on the list. We'll show you what his chances are at this stage. Sports Sunday is coming right back.
Sports Sunday on KPRC, brought to you by Nissan.
A lot of things stand out about Justin. He's very smart, loves football. He's a great teammate. Teammates know that he works hard. They know that he's going to do what's best for the team, and he's a good football player.
Texas head coach Bill O'Brien on safety Justin Reid, who really shined in his rookie season, now looking to make an even bigger impact in year number 2. Reid in studio with Laney.
Thanks, guys. I'm joined now with Texans safety Justin Reid. Thanks for coming on the show.
I appreciate you guys having me.
So you're heading into your second season, no longer a rookie. You don't have that title anymore. How does that feel?
Oh, it's a great feeling to be able to put the rookie year kind of to the side. We don't have to do the rookie duties anymore, like clean up the weight room or buy snacks for the room. That's a real thing.
A little rookie hazing.
Yeah, it's fun to be on the other side of it now.
Okay, so tell me about your off season. What's been going on? I know you had wrist surgery. You said you are feeling better. Do you think you're 100% quite yet, or?
Not quite 100%. I had wrist surgery early January, so I'm not 100% yet, but I'm expected to be back by the time that the season comes around. I'm really confident in that.
So rookie season, you balled out. It was an amazing rookie season. 3 interceptions, 70 solo tackles. You went 8 games without a missed tackle. How do you build on that? Everyone says it's so important between year 1 and year 2 to make a big jump.
Right.
How do you do that?
Right, and that is typically the time when you do make your biggest jump. So going into this year, one of the big things that is really different now, I feel like I get to start at a higher point than I was before. You know, before kind of just thrown into the fire, and then you kind of just have to find your way. It's kind of sink or swim. But now I already have my boat in the way.
The game slowed down a little bit,
Exactly, the game slowed down. I get to focus on familiar opponents now. Now I've played the Colts twice. I've played Jacksonville twice.
There are a lot of new teammates, though. The defense looks different,
Especially
mostly the secondary. Yeah, mostly
Especially
the secondary. Tell me about those new guys. What does the room feel like now?
You know, it's different than it was last year. We have Roby, we have T. Gipp, we have Jaleel, we have Body. This year, we get to have more of an identity, you know, which is really important for us.
And you still have J. Joe holding it down.
Still have J. Joe. J. Joe's man. He's the wise man of the group. He knows the scheme better than anybody, and he's been a really good guy.
So a lot of the guys, and Tashawn Gibson, one of them, and I know Coach O'Brien, we've heard it from him so many times about just how intelligent of a football player you are, how high your football IQ is. What does that mean when you hear people say that, and how important have you found it to have a high IQ in the NFL?
The first thing that I wanted to do when I first got into the organization was I really wanted to learn the playbook, so that way I would be a reliable source of information for my teammate. Anytime there's a question in the room, I wanted to be the guy who had the answers for it, so that way my teammates would rely on me. And that's what I felt like I was able to do for my teammates, and that's what led to a lot of the trust and success that I had my rookie season.
Where do you see this team going this season? What are the goals, especially for the defense, because I know that's the side you can control.
Yeah.
But do you think the sky is the limit for this team?
I truly believe that the sky is the limit for us. I mean, we have all the right pieces there in the secondary, on the defensive line, linebackers. We have one of the best quarterbacks in the league, the best wide receiver. He didn't drop a ball last season, not one.
Yeah.
You know, so we just have to come together, have all the pieces fit right, and then just see where it goes from there.
What about the rest of the division? I'm gonna challenge you here. I want you to kind of tell me how you think this division plays out. Obviously, this is just for fun. We have no idea now, but this division just keeps getting tougher and tougher.
The Colts, I think, did very well last season. They're going to be a team that's going to be formidable, as well as the Jaguars. Now they have Nick Foles. They have a really good quarterback, and as well as the Titans. I mean, the Titans did really well, especially on special teams last year. So for us, it's just finding those matchup problems and then being prepared each week to attack them and be ready for what they throw at us.
So we talked about your high football IQ, but obviously you went to Stanford, high IQ regardless. You're a very intelligent person.
I appreciate that.
Very intelligent person. Tell me what you like to do off the field and what you kind of did this summer when you went back to school.
You know, when I first came in the offseason, I was really into numbers. So I talked to my financial advisor all the time. I wanted to learn more about investing, stocks, bonds. But lately, I started diving more into community efforts. So what I do now in my free time is I try and go out and I speak to kids. I got an event next week in Baton Rouge where I'm going to donate backpacks, shoes, and jackets to over 250 kids.
That's amazing, and it's great for you to use your platform now to do the community work as well while you're in the NFL and start that.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So I want to end with showing, I think, your best NFL highlights so far. I don't know what you think. What do you think? Over in Washington, this 101-yard pick for the touchdown.
You know, that was the first one of my career.
So what's going through your head right now in this moment?
Okay, so when we first lined up, I see the formation there in the tray. So I line up inside. On the snap of the ball, I moved to outside leverage. But the quarterback was getting rushed, so he threw it. But the tight end ended up sitting down. And at that point, I had already switched to outside leverage. The ball came right to me, man. It was just sitting up there, ready for me to pick it out of the air. And then at that point, it was just a race.
And I was at that game, and I remember it was pretty cold. And I was thinking, how is he even breathing after this? Because you just did 101-yard sprint.
Yeah.
Like, what was it like after when you go?
You know, when you're running, you're running, and it's kind of surreal at the moment. You're just kind of running, you're just kind of doing it, and then afterwards, you're just full of elation, a lot of energy. I had guys running off the bench. You know, Deshaun ended up in the photo somehow.
Deshaun's like, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, exactly. And then afterwards, that's when the exhaustion hits you. I mean, you'll see me next in the next like 30 seconds after that clip. I'm on the sideline with the air mask on, like trying to get my air back.
Well, that was awesome. Your whole rookie season was awesome, and I know all of Houston can't wait to see what you're going to do next year. So thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm excited about it.
Good stuff. Thanks, Laney. Though some sad NFL news to pass along. Hall of Fame quarterback and Packers legend Bart Starr died after complications from a stroke. Starr was a 5-time NFL champ, including wins in Super Bowl I and II. Later served as Green Bay head coach, was enshrined in Canton as a Hall of Famer in 1977. Bart Starr was 85 years old.
All right, a couple of stops. Beer chugging, guys. A contest at a Bucs game. Packers offensive lineman David Bakhtiari does his job. Shotguns a couple, then issues the challenge here. This is the best part to quarterback Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers does his job, too. You're supposed to make your offensive line feel good, and by slowly sipping the beer, he absolutely does.
That's what I do.
He's not supposed to win that one. You got to let the O-lineman win. And, of course, he was more than happy to continue and have another.
Yeah, he wanted some more about that, right. From the NFL now, we heard from Deshaun Watson earlier in the show. Vegas thinks that we could be hearing from Watson a lot more this year. How about the new MVP odds that are out? Mahomes is the favorite, but DW4 also on the list. 7th best odds to win the MVP. What do you think?
Look at all those quarterbacks. What a shock.
Mahomes, number 1. Luck right there, Rodgers, but we'll see if Deshaun can pull it out. It's going to be a tough schedule the first half of the season. Hey, before we go to break, NBA Finals are set. Toronto, Golden State, they open Thursday.
I'm going Raptors.
You're going Raptors?
We have one upset.
I'm going Warriors.
Kawhi's on a different level right now.
I'm going Warriors 6.
I think the Warriors have another title in there.
I'm going Raptors 7.
Okay. We're on the record now. Starts on Thursday, NBA Finals. We're coming right back.
Sports Sunday on KPRC. Brought to you by Nissan.
Okay, so before we go, what to look forward to this week? We've got softball state, baseball regional, several Houston teams competing in those.
Titles on the way. Astros Memorial Day afternoon game. Garrett Cole on the bump for the Stros.
Texans OTAs and availability Wednesday. We got you covered. We'll see you next Sunday.